Now guys, what you just watched is me showing you, matter of fact, let's start. T-Fit here. Hey bully TV, he trying to get me for my steak. I get asked the question many times, and it's a question that often keeps coming up. Is raw food okay to feed my dog? Well, what would you trust? This is beef jerky, AKA cooked steak, and I cooked the hell out of it, to be clear, to ensure that it symbolized the extrusion process at a low level for those people who feed dog food. Now, I'm gonna give Ego this highly dried out chicken breast. We're gonna watch him potentially struggle for a little bit, because that thing will choke a horse. And then if need be, he's gonna go over there and give him a little water, but he's gonna try to swallow that thing. And you say, which food is actually more dangerous to feed my dog? Is it the raw food? Is it the cooked food? Is it the dry food? What is it? But right now, look at his face. You can't see his face. But he is struggling. And he's still going through the ringer. Look at it. And he doesn't only want like a pig, to be clear, people. He's not the oink pig. But he produces lots of saliva and he had to break that thing down. It was relatively difficult. Some people say, is it okay to feed my dog raw food? Look at this here. I'll show you this. I'm gonna drop this thing right here. It's a little stone. Okay. You drop that there, there's a little stone right there. And this right here. Look at that thing, full of moisture. What you fail to realize, and nobody wanna eat this. Now you know if you're a red meat connoisseur, you do not want to eat a steak that look like dried bull. Somebody brought this out to your table, you not only send it back, you would post a bad review and you'd never return to the restaurant. In this case, up. Good boy. Come on, up. Come on, up. Let's go. You gotta balance a little bit longer, dude. Up. Up. He gotta give me at least 2 to 3. Come on. Up. Boy. Up. Come on. You can do it. And then slap him in his eyeball. Now Ego, of course, he's getting the rewards. He done had 2 extra chicken breasts, some steak. And he's gonna work this steak down. The moisture in itself is gonna help and make, for the most part, make it more digestible. The higher the heat applied to the meat, what that means is, even for us humans, we cook now, don't go around eating raw food. Ain't nobody trying to talk you into being a liver king. But when we heat up food, a lot of times we cook and change the amino availability, which means protein availability. But he struggled less with that particular style of food, AKA not that dry steak. So here's the things I would tell you to be mindful of when you're considering switching over. And this is just, hey, what's safer? Cooked food, raw food, or dog food? That's the question. In my opinion, I've enjoyed watching them grow from raw food. Does not mean, I repeat, does not mean that you should start just because I'm telling you. You should educate yourself on what your dog needs and how to prevent problems. For instance, I don't even know if we posted the video, but Cha-Cha and Bam Bam both almost choked on a bone before. And the oxtail, to be clear, it was just this big. And what did they do? They tried to swallow that thing whole. And I tell you, we was sweating bullets for about an hour and a half too. And it was bad. It was bad. They were struggling. That whole thing was lodged in there. So now you say, what are the right bones? In one of the next videos, I'll ask you the same question. Which bone is safe to feed your dog, depending on size? For now, people, which do you prefer? Dog food, raw food, or cooked food? Cooked, you can lightly sear food and give it to the dog. It'll cause less problems, while also providing more aminos. At the raw state itself, you're at the highest level of amino availability, which means the dog is going to get the most out of the raw components. When you cook and go through the dog food process, you are literally feeding more than likely a lot of carbohydrates and even worse, poison. And if you don't believe me, I repeat, if you had to eat this every day, do you think you'd be a happy camper? No, you wouldn't. Unfortunately, some people are just, he'd be a happy camper. He would be a happy camper. But not today, buddy. You just had a bunch. But we're gonna keep asking the question, hey, which is the best to give my dog? I would encourage you to learn about cooked options, which we'll do more content on. Definitely raw food options, but be careful with dog food. And if you don't trust the process of switching the dog over, then at least enhance the dog food by adding some greens, adding some cooked steak that's not this cooked. And as always, take care of your dogs.